So, ignore the messy background. These are all old sets that I'm rebuilding to do reviews on. Some of them are quite near complete, while others, could use a little bit more time worked on. So whoopsie daisy, gonna have to wait a hot second on those. But I do have something else I want to talk about, and this is something I'm really excited about. These came out at the start of September. There's also a big set, which is like $500 in the series, but I'm not going to get that unless this channel makes enough money to and people want me to, because otherwise I can't afford it. But they're finally available where I am, so I picked up a bunch of these Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. I picked up 6 actually, and I'm going to unbox them and see what we get. You can scan the bottom if you've got the app, which I do recommend people getting because it is much better than ripping them open to see what's inside, deciding you don't want it and just leaving it on the toy shelf. It's not fair to the business. It's not their fault that LEGO changed the packaging, so why punish them by destroying their stock? You know, when their stock gets destroyed, LEGO doesn't go, oh, whoopsie daisy, we'll cover it. They go, well, you're out of money now. And if it's a shop like Tesco, Asda, a big company, it's still wrong to do, but they can afford it. But if you're going to do it to your local WH Smith or the little corner shop, that's just not fair on them. In fact, it's not fair on them ever, whether they can or can't really afford it. So, don't rip open the boxes. Don't be a Get the app. Anyway, I've picked up 6 of these LEGO Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. I'm going to unbox them, see what I get. I'm going to do a couple videos like this until I've got a full series. I'm not worried about duplicates because I've got 2 different friends I can pass them on to, so that's not a worry. Let's just unbox these and see what I get. Doesn't sound like there's many pieces in this one. It sounds like I've got like half a minifigure. Sounds like half a minifigure in there. Well guys, let's see what I get. I can't see what that is. Is that a wing? Oh, it's the eagle guy. So I was actually talking about this on stream last night. As you can see, there are 7 blue ones and 5 red ones. And at first I was wondering if it's like, oh, it's a rarity system. The blue ones are the common ones and the red are the uncommon ones. But we've looked at it a bit longer and we're pretty sure we figured it out. The red ones are like the bad guys. We're pretty certain that's the way it works now. It just took us a little while to figure it out. The back does tell you how to put together a bunch of the staffs, but to be honest, I think we can eyeball that. The dog doesn't fit on studs very well. That's the first thing I'm going to point out. There you go, he's just barely sitting on the stud now. I'm going to put this spinning around on screen now so you can get a better look for me just holding it here. The printing is pretty basic, I like it. It does have back printing, even though you won't really see that with the wings, which is interesting, but I'm glad they went through that level of detail. I expected the head to be like a mask that you put onto a normal head mold, but it is a new head mold, it is just a separate piece. I actually thought that when they made this figure, this head mold was going to be a recycled mold from the LEGO Chima series, but surprisingly it doesn't look like it is. The dog is just incredibly terrible, to be honest. I don't like the dog mold, just because it doesn't sit on studs very well. It's awful to try and sit on a stud. Unappeased by that one. But I do like how the black 3x4 plates do have a different design on them. We had the same thing with the Space series, and we've got it again the D&D series, and I like it. Box number 2. That sounds like there's a bit more in this guy. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. A little bit more in this one. I'm alright with that. Can't see who that is. Is that a blue and yellow? Oh, it's the eyeball guy. Okay, I did actually quite want to get this guy because I saw the eyeball piece and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I really like this guy. It's some kind of elf, I think? I don't know, I haven't actually played much Dungeons and Dragons. I really do like the printing on his torso. I really do like his little eyeball staff, and the dagger piece is quite cool. I think that might again be a new mould, because I don't recognise it. They've done quite a few new moulds for this series, but something that caught me off guard is that he has 2 heads. Now, I knew that he had a double-sided head, but he's got a male one and a female one. So you've actually got 4 different faces in this one figure. It does come with some spare parts, as you'd hope. It comes with a spare little handle and a spare little shoulder pads. The spare parts might vary when you get it, but it's going to be something similar. But it's really cool that it gives us 2 heads. I actually think that's really cool. Kind of want to get a second one now, so we can have a male one and a female one on display. Alright, box number 3. Oh, sounds like there's a lot in this one again. Let's see who we've got. We just got a figure, we just got a figure, we just got a figure, wonder who it is. Okay, I'm not sure who this guy is.
Who are you?
I don't know who this is. Some kind of dwarf. But first thing I'm going to talk about is, again, you've got 2 different headpieces. You've got a female one and a male one. And again, I think that is really, really cool. But I do think that every figure, or at least quite a few of them, it seems like, is going to have 2 different heads. So I'm probably not going to get one of each gender for my display. Just because it sounds like at this rate I'm going to have 24 figures. But I'll put them spinning on now. The axe mold looks really, really good. The printing is really good. They've got arm printing, they've got chest printing, they've got back printing. It's 2 different heads with both of them being double-sided. So you can have different facial expressions for different characters. Honestly, I'm really happy with how these figures are looking. And this one does come with the medium-sized legs, as people are referring to them as. So they're kind of like mini height, but you can turn them, which I think is pretty cool. That was something I didn't used to like about the tiny legs, how they weren't posable. These little medium-sized ones, they are, and I quite like it. And I think that if LEGO keeps making these figures, they should just stick with a medium height, like just replace the mini ones with the medium ones. Maybe there'll be the odd situation where they go, yeah, we want to use some mini ones, but these medium ones seem to be a lot better. And if there's not a big height difference, I'm actually thinking of putting some on some villagers, just to see. Not much else to say about that figure, so let's go on to a third one. Sounds a little bit empty again. Is this an empty box? We already have a duplicate, guys. If anyone was doing a duplicate speedrun timer, you can hit the time now. 16 minutes 29 seconds. At least now I have a duplicate. I can show you the male one and the female one side by side. The literal only difference is the head. Both of them do have 2 facial expressions. I really don't have any more to say about it. It's the same figure, so we got a duplicate. Figure number 5. We could still get someone really cool. I really want to get the Cthulhu figure. It sounds familiar, but I'm hoping it's not another duplicate. I know when I was opening series 24, I got like 4 paper boys, I think, which was diabolical. It's a duplicate. I thought it was when I saw the... I didn't actually look at the white, I just looked straight here, but I saw the white there and I thought, it's eagly. It is the same figure from earlier, it's another eagle guy. The dog was a little bit easier to put on this time because I knew how to. Still don't like the dog mold because it doesn't sit on studs very easily. Before you've learned how to put him onto the studs, it's really difficult. But once you have, it's just inconvenient. Even when he's on the stud, he falls off. So you kind of got to put him on the stud at an angle. You got to put him down and then like push him back on the stud to get him to stay. But then the lightest tap, and he's loose. He's fallen off. It seems to sit fairly securely on 2 studs, but yeah, if you want to put him on one stud facing towards you in your display, he's not going to be on there very securely. We are on a little bit of a duplicate trend. Now, it would be nice if we can finish this off with one more figure that isn't a duplicate, but I wouldn't complain if I got another one of that eyeball guy. I would not complain in the slightest. So let's open up this last guy, see who's in it. Oh, it sounds like there's quite a few pieces in there, but so did Eyeball Guy, so doesn't exactly give me hope straight away. But come on, give us a new figure. It's a new figure! Woo! Yeah, baby, this is the moment we've been waiting for. First thing I'm going to point out is that the book is a new mold. When I used to collect Lego when I was a kid, it was a plastic piece. It was like this rubbery plastic. But now it's a solid, firm plastic, which is quite interesting. The cover's actually a separate piece to the back of the book as well. But it's pretty cool. It probably means it will last longer, which I like. And you can still put stuff in it and close it quite fine, quite happily. No problems there. So I like that. I like that. You do get some tiny little purple fire pieces, which I think are cool, but they don't actually sit in the pot. They don't actually, like, have... Technically, it's an illegal Lego piece. It's a term used when there isn't a proper connection. There is no connection whatsoever. It just sits in it. That's literally it. You take it, you shove it in, and it sits in the pot. So I came up with my own solution. The pot is just a pot, and the figure's actually going to hold the fire piece. Because, I mean, isn't that the spirit of Dungeons and Dragons, to just make it up as you go along? But I really like this figure. When I saw it on the cover, the first thing I thought was the ginger girl from Harry Potter. I can't think of her name. Herm something. Hermione. I didn't watch a lot of Harry Potter when I was younger, but I did have a couple of the Lego sets. And this reminds me a lot of that character. But I like that we got dual moulding on the legs. I like the torso printing. We've got a little bit of arm printing on the wrist, which is pretty cool. And it does have back printing, even though you can only see half the back. It does not come with two different head molds. It does not come with two different head prints, so you can't have a male one and a female one. But that's probably because they'd have to reprint the torso, since the torso is slightly thinner to represent a woman. And not just that, but they'd have to make a new head mold for the shorter hair, because this is quite feminine looking hair. But I don't think that's going to upset too many people. I don't think too many people are going to be rioting on the streets because the new Lego Dungeons and Dragons minifigure series, figure number 7 with the ginger hair and the grey cloak didn't have a male version. Maybe they will actually. The internet likes to argue over everything nowadays. But otherwise, I'm really happy with that figure. I like the way it's turned out. I'm just quite pleased with it. But that does conclude this video for today. I've just managed to get 4 of 12 figures. So I might have to do 3 videos total. Maybe a 4th one if I just get bad luck and get a bunch of duplicates. But at this rate, I'm going to have to do 2 more episodes. So if you want to see those episodes, go ahead and subscribe. As I've said that, you've just seen that little bell icon down below lighting up a bit. Well, not the bell, but the big subscribe one next to it. You know, the one that you should press. Just because it's fun, you know? Like, it's just a little bit of fun, you know? Now I've said it, if you click it, you get a little bit of confetti and you'll be like, wow, yeah, that was cool. Thanks, Davey. It also helps me out though, it helps out my channel. And you know what, if you want to help out the channel even more, give me a like, it helps. The YouTube algorithm, it sees you liking my video and subscribing to it and it goes, that's pretty cool, this guy, people like him, that's nice. Although I do want to hear your thoughts about this series so far, so go into the comments, let me know what you think of the figures that we've managed to get today. Let me know what figures you've managed to get, and let me know what you thought of them. I'm always quite happy to see people talking about Lego in my comment sections. After all, this is a Lego channel, and since I'm supposed to be passionate about it, you know, you kind of have to. This is a Lego channel, I'm passionate about Lego, so there's not much else that I'd expect to see in these comments. But otherwise, I'm going to end this video off here, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.